Alrighty, welcome back. I don't really have anything for you this week except for a couple of things on this. So this one is missing its throttle stopper. So I'm gonna jerry rig something in there because when you let off the throttle it gets stuck closed. Not always, but quite often it'll get stuck closed, and then you sort of just gotta like jam on the throttle so it will let go of it. Which ends up having you rev high as shit. It's just really annoying. So I want to get that sorted, and my alternator belt started squealing, so we're just going to retension that and see if that fixes it. By the looks of it, the quick look that I did have in there, it appears that I've lost a rib on the belt, so I might be up for replacing that one pretty soon. So yeah, not fun. But yeah, we'll get into it and we'll have a look. So yeah. Alright, so the A86 has one of these, but if you have a look in here, if it will focus up real quick, see that bolt hole right there? If it wants to focus, that is where our throttle stopper is supposed to go into. So it will sit on this side and stop our throttle plate from going all the way. Oh, actually it's jammed now. So yeah, as you can, oh there you go, you can hear it unstick itself. So we're going to put the bolt in there, and it's just going to ever so slightly keep that throttle from going all the way wedged closed. So like ever so slightly. So for that, they use a grub screw from factory with a nut on it, but we're going to use something like this. And I mean that, it might be the right length, and I might not have to put the nut on there, but yeah, we should be able to use that sort of setup, and then that will stop us from having to fuck with that. Alright, so by the looks of it, this may very well be the right thread for this. So I might just be able to do this all the way in, and then it should come out the other side. Now the only reason I'd need that nut is to stop it going too far in, and to sort of hold it in place so it doesn't roll itself all the way back out. So if you can see in there, we are just ever so slightly starting to come through. We've got all this length, so I might try and grab a shorter one just to see if that'll work for us better. Alright, so I've grabbed myself a short one. I'll chuck that one in there and see how we look. Alright, it seems that with the nut on there and all the way done up, I fall ever so slightly short of that. So, problematic. Alright, so I rejigged it a touch, and it's all the way in here, and now we have contact in the back here, which means that we are sorted on this. Oh, look, but now you can see that it's just no extra pressure required to move it around. So that's all we need, and then that should drive just fine. Alright, now that's done and the belt has been retensioned, that's basically it, really. Again, like I said, I don't have that much for you. I've just been busy. So yeah, that's it. Throttle should now no longer get stuck, so do the old whee! Yay, no longer get stuck. Alright, so I tried that little fix almost a week ago, but now we've gone from a 5 PK belt down to a 3 PK belt, because the rest of it has been torn off. So as you can see, that alternator is sitting on the piss there. There's a couple of bolts there. I'm going to try and take them off, get that out, because as you can see, that bracket is cooked. Alright, so three bolts later, 2 mounting bolts, one for the alternator itself. We have a alternator mounting bracket free. As you can see, that is bent and cracked right at the end there. So I'm going to have to do something about straightening that, and maybe trying to weld that up I'm not particularly great with a welder, but I have a friend who is, so we'll see if he can sort me out. Alright, so first things first, let's get this cleaned up a bit, because I'm not going to take him a mess, you know? I'm a dick, but I'm not an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so that's cleaned up a bit. Now I think I'm just going to hit it with the old grinding wheel and just take a little bit off the surface, give it a bit of a clean up that way. And that way he knows exactly what he's in for. Now he's on night shift at the moment, so once he wakes up I'll go around there and we'll have a crack at welding this if he can. He should be able to, but I was just noticing too, like you can see just at the difference in gap on this side versus this side. So yeah, definitely needs to be straightened. I think the whole bracket does, not just the tip, but the tip is the worst part. So yeah, we'll have a go at that. He's got a vise and everything like that, so should be able to chuck it in there and try and flatten it, straighten it. So yeah, that's the next move. Oh, there we go.
To make sure that we're good.
Ooh, baby, I love you. Grinder and pain for the welder he ain't. Nah, just kidding, that's me. Some more doot-doots. Can't look at this. I ain't got no mask on.
There's another one on the thing. That one, you can use that one, and you should be able to film through it. I just don't like using that one because this one's brand new, but that one's just old, and sometimes it'll
Flash.
It'll flick back to sometimes it'll flash up.
Yeah, black.
That'll do, eh?
Yeah, grind it back down into a nice smooth surface and she'll be right.
Yeah. Well, it's because it was cracked all the way through. Bro, this is some spanky metallic. No drama.
Alright, so we are back. We'll put it back in there, that one. And then I've got another belt, so as you can see, that's how wide the belt is supposed to be. and it isn't. So yeah, good fun. It's also stretched to shit too, because this is an 840 and it's basically the same length when you pull it straight. It's a little hard to do with one hand, so yeah, it's basically the same length now, and a third, well, 2/3 of the width. So yeah, we'll get this back together and should be good to go. Alright, old belt, new belt. It is on the end of the tension limit. This is why I didn't have it in the car in the first place, because I originally did buy it for this car, but yeah, it was a bit long. So as you can see, bracket's not all fucking twisted up. Belt looks like it's on straight now, so that is done, I believe. Sorted. Fix-a-rood.